So, while I feed Blue today, I wanted to talk a little bit about reptile relapse. You see, after a big enclosure change, reptiles can do what I call a reptile relapse and sometimes forget most of their training. Like my last video with Echo, him biting me. Blue, come on, come here. Blue, come on. Sometimes they won't even accept food. This is my third attempt to get Blue to eat. Come here, Blue. Blue, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Good boy. And we finally got it. You see, a reptile can become reluctant to eat, more aggressive if they're hand tamed. Get it? A lot of things can change when you change enclosure, when you move houses, even if their enclosure stays the same. A reptile can go through reptile relapse. If you rearrange the enclosure all of a sudden after it's been the same for a while, they can go through reptile relapse. But you see, they come out of it soon. What you do is what I call back to basics, which is more what this is about. Not what causes them to relapse, even different smells. You suddenly got a different color shirt. This new shirt for my channel actually scared Blue a little bit when I first got it, but you know, that's understandable. It was staring at him. Here, bud. Here you go. Eat it. Good boy. But a lot of things can cause them to relapse. If a new roommate moves in, your girlfriend moves into the house, that can cause relapse. A lot of things can cause relapse. Now, to get through it, you do what I call back to basics. You see, I'm not asking Blue to do any tricks. I'm not, requesting he chase the glove too far. Not even making him wait for it or stand for it. I'm just showing him the glove and giving him his food. I won't ask him to do any tricks or, go back to what I expect from him until he's had proper acclimation time. Here you go. Good boy. Eat it. After some proper acclimation time, about a month, 6 weeks down here, he'll be ready to go back to normal. But for a while, it'll just be glove, feeding, some free roam, and a little bit of handling. You don't want to do excess. You don't want to handle them twice a day just to try and get through it. You don't want to go through any of that, but you go back to basics. That's what I call it. You go back to the most basic thing they recognize and are comfortable with. Even if it's wearing the same clothes when they see you every time, like the glove or a specific t-shirt you keep to the side that they've never had a problem with. You go back to basics. Like with Echo, he was just barely glove trained. Now for back to basics with him, it's daily handling, and feedings are in the tub on top of the glove, like I showed in earlier videos. And the reason I went all the way back to that instead of laying the glove in the cage and trying to go with what he started with is because going all the way back to basics like that can build a familiarity with the cage and make it more positive without my interference. Eat it. Boy. Sorry, I'm a little distracted and feeding Blue. But yeah, back to basics to fix reptile relapse. You go back to your basic routine. That doesn't mean you have to start the bath training again, or you have to do the tent training all over again, or that kind of thing. You go back to maybe what I would say is weeks 3 and 4. A little bit of next to the cage handling and some simple glove association feedings. Like with Blue, I don't even really want to make him take it from the glove too much, even though he will. Here. The more basic I keep it, the more simple I keep it. It got under the rug. The more comfortable they'll get. Get it? Get it? See, I messed with it too much. Now he might refuse food. Look, here. Get it? So yeah, back to basics with Reptile Relapse. And like I said, even if you have like outdoor enclosures, those will cause Reptile Relapse. You move them from inside to outside, and they'll relapse for a week or two. See, Blue usually eats this much. There's about a dozen left, and he usually eats 20 in a sitting. So he is refusing food a little more. See, he's not even interested in the tub. So we're done eating. Good boy, no more. So we'll put him back in the cage, like back to basics. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I know this was kind of a slow video for how long it is, and I rambled and repeated myself a little bit because I was focused on Blue. I'm actually a little excited because it's the first time he decided to eat. So, and he's been down here about a month. So yeah, proper acclimation time and go back to the basics. Don't expect too much. Don't be too pushy. Like, I've tried to feed Blue once a week since I moved him down here, and now a month in, he's finally taken a feeding, but only half of one. Don't let that discourage you. Another thing about Reptile Relapse, a lot of people can get very discouraged when their animal relapses. A lot of people can let a small relapse completely end their want and will to handle or work with the reptile. You get that mindset almost that, oh, it didn't work, so you stop. Well, after it begins to work and then they backtrack, I can see that. That is discouraging. You know, you got so far with him, like me with Echo. I worked with him for 6 to 8 months to get him to the point he was at, only to move him downstairs and have to start from scratch, go back to the very beginning. I'm doing that so I don't negatively associate the glove or the enclosure. If you're too pushy and you expect too much out of them right off the bat, like if I were to start trying to make Blue do his tricks right off the bat with him in this new enclosure, you could cause a negative association with that glove. So to maintain training and maintain the handleability of your animal, go back to basics as you can. Depending on how long you've had him. I've had Blue 2 years, so he'll still come to the glove and expect food. So that's as basic as I get. Echo, I've only had about a year. I've had Blue 3 years. Wow, you're getting old, buddy. But Echo, I've only had about a year. So I'm going all the way back to the most basic to keep that positive association with the glove. Now that they're in the new enclosure with that relapse, everything's a little more scary. And I don't want the glove to ever scare Echo.